When Two Wheels found out that I was looking for a brand new set of wheels, they thought, hey, a female biker's perspective on buying a new machine. So here I am. It's good to have your company and hope you enjoy the ride. Whether an experienced rider or not, knowledge and information are going to influence what bike you decide to buy. I've had 3 vivid experiences that make me more cautious about weight distribution of the bike and whether I can put my feet flat on the floor when stationary, and probably, like most of us, security. Nevertheless, I'm still willing to take a look at a range of different bikes. Choosing a bike is like choosing a mate. Okay, one man's medicine is another man's poison, but you don't want to be seen riding a bike that you consider to be as ugly as sin. Not only that, but you've got to feel at ease in any situation that that bike can potentially put you in. And you've got to decide what you want to use the bike for. Well, I'd love to ride this one, but it is a bit big for me. It's well worth considering if you want a nippy bike to commute each day through town or a more powerful machine to commute long distance. Do you want to tour the world or get involved in biking sports? Perhaps you just need that shining, attention-grabbing machine that's going to look brilliant as you cruise down the high street on a sunny afternoon. Well, whatever turns you on. But I've decided to look for a bike that crosses over a few boundaries. And what better place to look than the custom cruiser? When you think of custom cruisers, the first name that springs to mind, Harley-Davidson. This one is a Softail Heritage Classic, 1340cc of sheer power. This is actually second-hand, but it'll still set you back £9,500. It's a V-twin engine and belt-driven. It's beautifully built, aesthetically pleasing, but with all that power, very nice and certainly got a lot of street cred. But for me, the weight is putting me right off. Yes, I can put my feet flat on the floor, but I don't think I'm going to be able to handle this bike very well. So I'm afraid this one is a no-no. Harley-Davidson do a lot of different styles, and this one is an 883 Sportster. It's only £4,500 for this bike, a lot less, and it's got less chrome on it, which means that I can probably keep it a lot cleaner than the other model. But sitting on it, the seat is not comfortable at all, and it feels like the weight is extremely top heavy. Well, I'm not sure about this bike, although aesthetically it's always going to be pleasing on a Harley, plenty of street cred, less on the price, but honestly, it doesn't feel comfortable. So I'm afraid thumbs down to this one too. Let's move on from the Harley-Davidson for a minute and have a look at some other machines. There's plenty of people that are keeping in with the custom style cruiser market. And the Japanese obviously are no exception. This is the Honda Shadow 1100cc. Beautiful looking machine, but for me, it's going to be too heavy. If you want something a bit different, you've got the Moto Guzzi California, again 1100cc. Again, a big bulky bike and not good for me. We've got the Kawasaki 1500 and we've got 750s, a great range of cruisers, but I'm going to come right down in engine capacity and take a look at something a little bit smaller. Like this, for example, the Suzuki Savage. It's a cute little machine. It's 400cc. This model, 1993, second-hand obviously, cost you around £2,000 to buy, but it feels great to sit on. I could easily handle this machine, no problem at all. The weight distribution is right down. There is a problem though. If you want to go for the classic styling of a custom cruiser, you can't go for a single, it's got to be a V-twin. So again, this is going to have to be a no-no. So here we have a classic cruiser with the V-twin engine. It's not your little 400cc or your big 1100, it's a mid-range. It's the 535 Virago from Yamaha. It's got classic styling, and I love the slash cut twin exhausts there. It's got just enough chrome to give it that street cred, but I'm not going to be spending all my time in the garage giving it a good clean down. The weight distribution on this bike is absolutely perfect. I feel really comfortable and very stable on this bike. Again, I can put my feet flat on the floor. I like the seating position on this bike. This is quite an old bike. It's a K-Reg 1993. It's second hand. It comes in at about £2,000 worth. If you got the new version of this bike, the styling is slightly different, the bars are slightly different, and you do have a padded seat. But I do like this. It feels great, and I can handle this one no problem. I've got to take it for a test drive.
And we'll join Sarah for her test ride on the Virago next week.